Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, in this episode, I've been seeing an uptick in this with regard to patients as well as my colleagues globally. And this is warning signs of mold toxicity in your body. And many individuals are exposed to mold every day, sometimes all day, and they're not aware of it. And they present with certain symptoms and they have no clue where it came from. They get concerned and they'll go see other medical practitioners and there'll be no answer for it. And then they'll come to see an acupuncturist. And boom, there's your answer. They got the answer that was much needed. Okay? Because you have to understand something. Mold toxicity, it can make you very ill. It can lead to severe health complications. And this is usually when someone is exposed to toxic mold spores, which can trigger mold poisoning symptoms and cause unexplained illnesses. Now understand something. Mold, the colors of mold, it can appear as black or green or white or even red, and it can be very harmful to your health. Especially, it gets worse as it spreads and not treated or detected. So it's important that you're aware of this. And sometimes you may not be, and then you'll take my advice and you'll make acupuncture a part of your life, and then you'll walk into an acupuncturist office and they'll pick it up right away. But it becomes even more concerning if you suffer from asthma or any other type of respiratory problem. And especially if you're allergic to mold, or you live in a house that has poor ventilation and it's very humid, or you work somewhere where your employment requires that you're exposed to mold, or you live in a flooded area. So keep that in the back of your head, all right? But, in this episode, I want to go over some of the symptoms of mold toxicity, so that if you're suffering from some of these symptoms, and you're not getting answers from other medical practitioners, you can go in, see an acupuncturist, and get to the bottom of things. Okay, but one is, let's say, allergic reactions. You see, mold spores can result in mold allergies, which can lead to allergic reactions, which can present as coughing or congestion or skin rashes or even wheezing. And this usually happens right after you're exposed to toxic mold. And I want you to remember this, keep this in mind, especially if you have a weak immune system. Because if you do, you're at a greater risk of developing allergies which tend to be associated with mold. Now, another sign and symptom can be fatigue. All right? Are you constantly feeling as if you're chi deficient? All right. Now, if you're chi deficient, extremely chi deficient. In some cases, you would constantly feel exhausted and you don't want to do anything. Now, mold toxicity can affect the flow of chi throughout the body, in which the liver is responsible for. And it's going to make you feel lazy or lethargic all the time. And speaking of chi, I mean, are you lung chi deficient? Are you or lung yin deficient? Are you suffering from, in other words, are you suffering from any type of respiratory problems? Because mold toxins can cause a wide range of respiratory problems because it affects all areas of the respiratory tract. It can cause problems with your nose, throat, bronchial tubes, sinuses, and lead to inflammation. Because these spores, these mold spores, can cause respiratory problems such as, let's say, severe coughing, chest tightness, shortness of breath, sneezing. And let's say, do you suffer from any type of skin problems? You just don't know why or where. It could be due to mold. It could be due to mold toxicity. Itching, rashes, redness, eczema. Because when your skin is exposed to mold spores, it can trigger immune responses that causes inflammation and other skin problems. Because when they're inhaled or ingested, can cause scaly skin, dry skin, dermatitis. And in acupuncture, so make you aware of this. You see, because we understand that health is wealth. We know that the wealth is not in a bank or an app on your phone or a cryptocurrency account or a retirement account or in a safe in your closet. We know the wealth is not in your pocket, purse, or wallet. And an acupuncturist definitely knows that the wealth is not under your mattress, it's not under the doghouse in the backyard, and it's not in the shoebox in the closet. We understand that the wealth is in you. And that's why I'm always recommending that you make acupuncture a part of your life. And I know you're wondering, like, what are some other symptoms, signs or symptoms of mold toxicity? Understand something. If you suffer from any type of dysfunction of the stomach and spleen, stomach chi deficiency, spleen chi deficiency, and some type of internal imbalance in the stomach and spleen meridians of yin and yang, it can lead to digestive problems. And many of you are unaware that mold toxicity can lead to digestive problems. Especially if you're eating mold contaminated food, because when you ingest it, it can result, or it can trigger issues such as diarrhea, stomach pain, gas, acid reflux. It can see mold toxins can damage the balance, the yin and yang balance of good bacteria in the intestines, therefore increasing a person's risk of digestive problems. Mold toxicity can also cause headaches and migraines. Okay. Exposure to toxic mold can cause severe headaches or migraine attacks as a result of inflammation in the brain, which is caused by mold spores and other like toxic byproducts of molds. You can also present with chronic sinus issues, chronic sinusitis, severe congestion, which irritates the mucosal membrane of the nasal passage and therefore triggers sinus-related problems, which can cause loss of smell, teeth pain, facial pain, postnasal drip, as well as headaches. You can experience joint problems because mold toxins can lead to joint stiffness and other problems as a result. You see, there are these fungal spores that tend to accumulate in the bones and tissue, and it triggers inflammation, which then further causes muscle and joint pain, along with numerous musculoskeletal issues like limited mobility, swelling. Fungal arthritis can affect the hips, the knees, the shoulders, the ankles. And you get individuals going for knee replacement surgery, hip replacement surgery. But their pain a lot of times is due to mold toxins, exposure to toxic mold. And many individuals are unaware of that. So many are unaware of that. You know what? Do me a favor. If you're lifting something heavy right now, do me a favor, whether you're at the gym or at work or you're moving things around in your house, put it down. Rest it down. All right. If you're driving a vehicle, pull it over to the side of the road. If you're operating a helicopter or an airplane and you don't know how to use autopilot, land at the nearest airport immediately. If you're crossing the street, hurry up and safely get across the street. Now I need you guys to close your eyes. Close your eyes. And I need you to say to yourself, acupuncture is my life. And now open them. Boom. You are now brand new. And brand new you are. Now, another issue you can experience as a result of exposure to mold is cognitive problems. Because there are certain toxins that are found in mold that's linked to brain damage. And it can enter the brain and central nervous system, and it can lead to impaired cognition as well as neuroinflammation. And that's where neuroacupuncture comes into play. Because you have mycotoxins found in molds that can directly damage the neurons and interfere with brain function. Because it damages communication between brain cells and causes several cognitive problems such as, let's say, memory loss, brain fog, lack of focus and concentration. Yeah. And I know a lot of you are shocked to hear this, but yes. You see how awesome it is just to go see an acupuncturist for regular wellness visits? Awesome. So much you can learn from it. Another is depression and anxiety. As a result of mold toxicity impairing neuronal functions, resulting in disorders associated with anxiety and depression. Again, why? Because these toxic mold spores tend to disrupt neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, causing changes in a person's mood and depression symptoms. Boom. Yes. See an acupuncturist and simply If you notice you're presenting with these symptoms, simply make acupuncture a part of your life. Okay? Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?